Hello, welcome to another battle report with SVGMR. Today we're going to be doing High Elves versus Goblins. It's a battle we fought a long while ago, but it was a lot larger. This time we're going for a 415 point battle, and we will show you the armies next.
Okay, so here is my High Elf army for today. It's very small. We have gil-galad, and he is leading 12 elves, 6 of which have bow and blade, and the other 6 are equipped with a spear and a shield. And then moving over, we have Gary, the High Elf captain, and he is leading a gaggle of just 5 elves, and they have spear and shield. Now, I think my strengths are that I have 6 bows. Elves are renowned for their shooting, but there are only 6. And my other strength is gil-galad. Other than that, I think we might struggle on numbers. But that is my army for today.
And this is the Goblin army for today, led by myself. This warband here is Durbers. Sorry, he's not painted. And he's leading 12 goblins, 6 with spear and 6 with shield. The next warband is led by a goblin shaman. He leads 12 goblins, 6 with spear and 6 with shield. There is a theme here. The next warband is led by a goblin captain. Again, sorry, he's not painted. And he leads 12 goblins, of which 6 have shield, 5 have a bow, and 1 has a spear. Just when you thought the pattern was starting. And lastly, it is another captain-led warband, and he leads 12 goblins, 6 with shield and 6 with spear. Now, my overwhelming strength is the fact that I outnumber the elves 2 to 1 and then some. So I'll have a lot more might to play with as well. And if I can get my men completely around the elves, then it'll be a very difficult situation for Ross to get out of indeed. However, 1-6 will do it for Ross, so I need all the dice I can get. Welcome back now. That was the end of the deployment phase. So I had to deploy first, so I deployed my first warband in the centre of the board, ready to jump into action wherever it may be. And Ross?
I deployed in this rock formation. I tried to shore up as much as I could. I've put my archers up high. I've got gil-galad's warband gangling down there, and gil-galad himself in the centre. Get him straight and flipping mixer. And then the horde.
I deployed directly in front of them, but obviously I've now got one warband out on a limb, and the entire goblin force lines up, ready to march forward, and hopefully push through.
Indeed. So it's 10-1 for priority, if you would. A 2.
A 2.
Let's just re-roll. A 1.
A 6.
Polar opposites. So the game will start with the dirty, dirty goblins taking priority.
Welcome back, guys. That's the end of the first turn moving. I called a heroic move, march even, with that captain there, to get these guys a little bit close to the fight early days. And the rest of my force simply moved up in a nice block fashion. I moved the goblins only half the distance to maybe get some shots off, but it looks like I won't be able to see anybody. And then Shaman here cast Fury, our channeled Fury, and that went off successfully. So the Shaman now provides a 6-inch wob for all his goblin folk to pass, or hopefully have a fate test every turn, pretty much.
Indeed. I sallied forth from the gap. I've got gil-galad, I've got the captain, I've got everybody in combat where I can. I've got this chap here, just to stop them if I lose priority next turn from swarming around. Archers stayed where they were, going to have some shots. And then all of gil-galad's warband sallied forth as well. So we're going to go into the shooting phase, and then we will sum that up.
Welcome back, guys. That's the end of the shooting phase. I had a very unsuccessful shot, only being able to shoot one of my goblins, and it missed.
Yep.
And you returned fire.
I did. I managed to kill 2. However, the second chap that I killed benefited from the fury. So unfortunately he did not die. The only other casualty was a goblin that was sat there.
Yes.
Yes, so from now on we will surmise at the end of the moving and shooting phase, just to speed the process up somewhat. We're now going to go into the combat phase, and we will sum up for you once we have completed it. Hello and welcome back after fight phase. It was mixed for the Elves. We didn't win a single combat along here. Matt was continually rolling 6s. I rolled high, rolled 5s, not good enough. And we took a casualty from here. Gil-galad pulled his weight, cut down 2 goblins he was fighting. Gary had to use a point of might to win his combat, then couldn't kill, and we lost his combat here. So it didn't go very well. How do you feel that went for you, Matthew?
I was pleased to see how many combats I won. I did lose 3 goblins to 1 elf, but points-wise it's pretty much even. So we'll just press on, I suppose.
Indeed we shall.
Priority.
I got a 6. I would say that was cocked, Matthew. Would you like to reach that again? Yeah, and
a 1.
Hello and welcome back. So we've done the movement and the shooting phase.
We certainly have.
We have. What happened, Matthew?
I called a heroic move with Durbers.
You did?
And we rushed on this side and got a shaman out of any Gil-galad danger.
Yep.
And then you moved your line in, didn't you?
I did, yeah. Countered again. I had to go down to single men here, only because I lost that other guy. So in order to stop that flank from being utterly swamped, I had to sacrifice to go man one-on-one. Just have to shield, still get 2 dice. It's warband on the left.
Moved up.
It did.
Scurried forward.
Took some shots at it as it did.
Yeah.
Didn't manage to kill any.
No, but you did.
But I did manage to take a wound off the shaman. These 3 here, shot down towards him there. He failed his fury and he failed his fate as well, so he's down a wound. So we're going to go into the combats now, and then we shall sum up for you once we've done them. Hello and welcome back after the fight phase has occurred. What happened, Matt?
Well, I lost a couple.
You did.
Gil-galad managed to kill 1. I didn't kill any elves.
No.
You had some trouble with Gary the captain, didn't you?
I did. It's the second time I've had to use point of might to win the combat, hoping to kill off 2 goblins. And he rolled 2 4s, which is not enough, because he's a 5.
Yeah.
That's him out of might now, so he's essentially just another warrior. And yeah, that was it. You got a few fury rolls. I need to get rid of that shaman.
Yes. But you're holding on for now.
Holding on for now.
Perhaps it's just a matter of time.
Yeah, it's just this area here with the captain coming through, which is concerning me. Because if you get into him, that's it. There's a chain of heroic combat coming on. But we'll go into next turn for priority. A 4.
A 2.
So priority stays with the Elven hordes. Hello and welcome back. We have moved. We have shot. Matthew, what happened?
Well, Ross, I called a heroic move.
You did indeed.
With Mr. Silver over here. And we just
Swooping over here.
swooped around the side.
Yeah, they're in the rear now.
Yeah, and then you decided to jump a couple of archers.
I did.
Down
Come
the
down
cliff
the
side.
side of the cliff here.
Yeah.
Well, it's important to note that I did try and counter your heroic move with Gil-galad.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I lost a roll-off. This warband are now approaching rapidly. So it's only sort of 2 turns off being combat effective.
That's right. And then you shot and killed my supporting spearman here.
I did.
From Overwatch.
Indeed, trying to thin the green numbers. So we're going to go into the combat phase, and then we shall surmise that for you when we have completed it. Hello, and welcome back. We have just completed the fight phase. We are weary from battle. Gil-galad began in the centre. He cut down a couple of foes. And you saved one from Fury, I believe, from that one?
I did.
You did, yes. Gary, once again, did not pull his weight.
He's now suffered for it with a wound.
He did, which is no less than he deserves. Other than that, across the line, it was...
I didn't kill anybody other than that wound on Gary.
No.
And I lost quite a few elves. I've lost elves. I've lost 10 goblins now.
Yes.
To the 1 elf. We worked out that Ross has lost 1/19 of his army. And I've now probably lost a 1/6 of mine, I think. I've lost about a 1/6.
It was 12 before we did that, wasn't it?
Yeah. So Ross has currently got the upper hand, even though my dice is a 3-1 against him, pretty much.
I'm still hideously outnumbered, though. So let's see what the next turn will bring by going to priority. We've got a 2.
2 also, so it goes to...
The goblins.
It does.
Hello, and welcome back after the movement and shooting phase. this is how we now look.
You called a heroic move, didn't you, Ross?
I did, as you will recall. The Gobbos won the priority, but I was not having any of it. Gil-galad here, called a heroic move, and I switched him with Gary. I don't want to get into a heroic strike-off with Derbs. Slightly pulled back here, just to form more of a defensive crescent, as I'm very aware that the reinforcements are approaching. And yeah, that was pretty much everything I did. Talk through what you did, please, Matthew.
Well, considering the crescent, I really just had no option but to rush into it like a wave upon a cliff face.
Indeed.
So that's what's happened, and the warband out on the limb have edged ever closer to support my right flank and hopefully overwhelm Ross's left.
Were there any casualties from shooting? Yes, there was. I killed the archer, the lone archer that was sat down there.
That's right.
So we're now going to go into the combat phase, and we shall come back to you once we've completed it.
Just a quick check-in. Durber's called a heroic combat and a heroic strike, and in doing so you managed to kill Gary, and that's opened up this gap here, and he's rushed through with his fellow goblin.
Indeed. I think that is probably the pivotal moment of the battle. I would suggest that is the beginning of the end for the elves. But alas, we shall fight to the last, so we will continue with the fight phase, and we shall return to you when we have done it. Hello, and welcome back. We have completed the fight phase, and it was a disaster.
It was for the elves, certainly.
I couldn't stop losing combats, and more importantly for you, I couldn't stop you from rolling all those sixes.
Yeah.
I lost, how many did I lose? 4?
I think this turn, before Gary died, you'd lost one man.
Yeah.
Now you've lost Gary and another 4 elves in a turn.
Yeah.
I think maybe I lost... Well, I should have lost 4 people in that game, but Fury stepped in and saved. Gil-galad got 3 wounds in his fight. I saved all 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So Fury saved me that turn. And it's looking quite grim down there. That perfect crescent has been absolutely demolished.
Not good. Galad's now out of might. That's the end of that.
Yeah, and this warband is but a turn or 2 away.
Yeah.
So, on to priority.
Indeed. The 3.
Oh.
I would invite you to re-roll that, Matthew.
Thank you.
A 5. Priority goes to the Gobbos.
Welcome back, guys. That is the end of the movement and the shooting. As you can see, the goblins have absolutely swarmed through. I'm going to probably attempt a wall climb with the reinforcing warband. And I fancied my chances down there with the goblin archer on an elf archer after last turn.
Indeed, I would.
And Ross, what do you have to add?
I have nothing else to add. I mean, the only model I actually moved was this chap here. I just backed his friend up. No, it's not looking great, if I'm being honest. These 3 archers are probably going to get swarmed by these gobbos because I think they fancy themselves as mountaineers.
Yes, I'm hoping they will be.
So we're going to go into the combat phase, and then we shall sum up for you once we have done.
Welcome back to the end of that fight phase. There's a bit of... I didn't lose a single goblin, actually. And Ross could not kill. You rolled out 5 2s to wound.
I did. Terrible.
Gil-galad took a wound, failed his fate, fighting 6 opponents. And yeah, it's just a continual press on. The goblin archer did kill the elf archer on the stairs.
Just a second, he's going for his hat trick.
Yeah, next
He's
turn.
on utter rampage.
Yeah, so you are now 2 off breaking, I think, Ross.
I am, yep.
Hopefully the courage of the elves will not fail on this day.
I think that's the least of my worries, if I'm being honest. Let's go into priority roll then, please. 4.
So elves take it.
They do indeed. We will come back to you when we have moved and shot. Hello! Welcome back. We have now finished the moving and the shooting. Matthew, I have naturally come to this point here. Would you like to explain what you've done?
Well, the wall climbers have become wall climbers.
They have.
They climbed the wall, and I've managed to get 1 in, so he rolled a 6, so he clambered into combat with 1 of the bowmen. And yeah, the rest will be scurrying up there next turn, hopefully.
Indeed.
And you pulled your line back, Ross, didn't you?
I did. I pulled into the centre, probably a turn too late. I should have done it sooner, I feel. But alas, we're in there now.
And Durber's led the charge.
He has, yes, sorry. I was doing him out of a heroic deed there. In the centre here, even more heroism on display.
Yes.
As a lonely elf and gil-galad are fighting back to back in the centre. Thus they are now trapped. So could be the demise of both of those. And on the side,
He is going for his hat
he
trick.
is going for his hat trick. But he has backup just in case that should fail.
Yes.
So we will go into the fight phase and we will sum up for you.
Hello guys. It's the end of that fight phase.
It is indeed.
Didn't go too well for the elves.
No, as predicted. It's just sheer weight and numbers now.
Yep, Galad won his fight,
He did.
killed 2.
He did.
Unfortunately, Fury saved 1.
Yep.
So he only killed 1. Which has been the story of Gil-galad's life, this game, really.
It has. It's just been thwarted by constant fury.
Yeah. The heroic elf fighting back-to-back with him is now dead.
Yes.
And then the shield wall and the cliff there has been reduced by 2 members.
It has.
And down on the stairs here, the goblin did win.
He did.
And he teetered upon the 5 needed.
But it did not come to fruition
No.
for him.
So he's taken a stumble in his form.
He has.
And the elf up on the top there successfully boshed away one of the people.
So I am broken. Elves are broken. 4 off the feet. So courage tests will be needed. But Gil-galad does have a stand fast of 12 inches. So I need to measure to see who that gets in. But we'll see if that's relevant now by rolling for priority.
1 each.
1 each.
So that is goblin priorities.
Goblin priority, yes. So we will come back to you once we have moved and shot.
Welcome back, guys. That's the end of that movement and shooting phase.
It is indeed.
Goblins have priority, as you know.
Yep.
Swiftly surrounding Gil-galad. There goes his stand fast. of
Yep.
12 inches.
Which was well utilised, actually.
It was. And then the wall climbing team here, that climbed to the cliff edge, have engaged the bowmen. And
Yep.
there's a rematch down on the steps as well for the 2 bowmen. And Ross, you have a story to tell, no doubt, about your courage tests and such things.
I did. So with Gil-galad's Standfast being nullified, the elf that was in here, supporting the blue cloak, decided that he'd absolutely had enough and legged it.
You did.
Not very courageous of the elf.
No.
This elf here, his intention was to jump down to avoid those 2 being trapped if they lose their combat, and hopefully he was going to roll high enough to be able to charge into the back of the spear support here. But he didn't. He rolled a 1, he slipped, he fell, but he didn't die. But he did pass his courage test. There was no shooting. Everyone is tied up that was able to. So we are going to go into combat, and we will sum up for you when they are complete. Hi! That is the end of the fight phase. And, as you can see from the lack of elves on the board, the end of the game.
Certainly is, Ross.
It is. He claimed his hat-trick in the end.
Yep, sure did. Durbez and his team in the centre.
Cleared out the cavern.
Yep, Gil-galad even was...
Pulled down. It's just sheer weight of numbers, wasn't it?
Had 20 dice in that last combat to roll because he was trapped.
Well, that's the end of that. We will pack up, and then we will come back to you with the post-battle battle report.
Hello! Hello. Welcome to the post-battle battle report.
Yes. Welcome indeed.
Played a game of Ross's 19 elves against Matthew's 52 goblins.
Unsurprisingly.
The goblins won.
You did.
I think the lesson here is weight of dice is sometimes more important than a lead model.
Very much so. Very much so. I mean, I didn't play as tactically as I should have.
Yes.
But very entertaining to watch the elves do a Jose Mourinho and park the bus. But yeah, I could have played it better.
A hasty retreat into the cavern early on with a Gil-galad and a captain on the front line would have been quite... We discussed it after about quite extensively, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Ultimately, 25 of those 50 goblins would have scurried over the sides of that cliff.
Yeah.
Seen off the 6 archers.
Gaps in the middle.
Yeah. We were discussing the possibility of exchanging Galad with another captain or an Aerostor, which would have freed up 60 points, perhaps a banner, and another 3 or 4 elves. Or another 6 elves if you didn't take the banner.
Yeah.
We're thinking a battle like that, the banner comes handy. It gives you an extra roll.
Yeah, park him in the middle. So even then with Gil-galad, when I was rolling dodgy, when I got the 4s or whatever, You get that extra bite of the cherry
That's right.
to get you that magical 6.
Yep. Yeah, it was a...
Gary didn't pull his weight for me though.
Oh,
the
God,
captain
no.
was absolutely awful.
He was terrible. It's the worst I've ever seen him perform.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Galad did alright, just Fury was his worst enemy, really.
Yeah.
We counted it, I think it was 9 successful Fury rolls in that game. And there have been 9 more Goblins. And if they'd come at the points when the rolls were made, it was pre-reinforcement warband. So I would have actually been, you might say, 21 models less at the point where Ross's forces crumbled.
Yeah. And then potentially, you've got the Shaman, which is then open and vulnerable.
That's right. Yeah, it would have been 9 closer to breaking, of course.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been, would have only been a couple of men off breaking by that point. But yeah.
Ifs and buts.
Yeah, ifs and buts.
Man of the match. I know who I'm giving it to for you.
Would it be Durbers? Would it be the Shaman?
I wouldn't give it to either of those.
Who would you give it to?
I'd give it to the hat-trick killer.
Oh my god.
Going up, stomping his way up those steps.
Yeah, we worked out, he's a 5-point model, this is a bow, killed 36 points of high elf, because your high elves had elven blade and a bow, based on 12 points each. In four turns, he killed 3 elves by himself. It's very entertaining to watch. But yeah, he could have certainly taken man of the match.
Yeah.
But Durbos, credit to as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, it was him striking up and the heroic combat in which killed Gary, which basically allowed you to cut me in half and get behind. So
I think that was ultimately the turning point, wasn't it? You even called it when it happened.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah. What about you? Can you call a man of the match? It's frustrating.
I'd have to give it to gil-galad, to be honest. I mean, he did do well. But as you said, Fury was infuriating.
Very nicely
for
put.
me. So
I was disappointed to see the Overwatch team that you had on the cliffs not produce more casualties. I think they only managed to kill 2.
Yeah, there was a lot of shooting.
No, and it's a shame. It's just that 6 high elves with bow unable to kill at least their number.
Especially when they're so expensive because they are so elite at shooting.
Yeah. But a good game nonetheless.
Indeed, very enjoyable. Gave us a chance to use that terrain piece, and we don't always use it.
Focal.
Yes. But, I think that brings the battle report to its conclusion. All that remains is for the hearty handshake.
Yes. Thanks very much.
Well, very well played.